Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome into Dave Howe Memorial Field right here at Wakanda Park in Menomonie. This is Joe Zadowski and I'll be providing you with the play-by-play broadcast of this afternoon's non-conference baseball matchup between the visiting Lacrosse Logan Rangers and the host team, your Menomonie Mustangs. It's going to be a chilly one here at Wakanda Park, about 40 degrees with a wind that's going to be blowing out towards the outfield at probably around 10 miles an hour. Feeling about 38, 39 degrees right now, so it's going to be a chilly day for baseball. I had the pleasure of heading down to the high school and watching game one of the JV2 doubleheader, the JV2 team taking on Chippewa Falls. That started at 11 a.m., kind of between games right now. So, but we're getting ready to start here for the varsity contest. It's a one-game matchup between Menomonie from the Big Rivers Conference and Lacrosse Logan from the Mississippi Valley. Just got done interviewing Coach Sloviak, so we do have a pregame interview for you. I'm also going to be stepping over to the PA system to announce the starting lineups on the field. So I'll leave the volume on here and hopefully you'll be able to hear some of that. Otherwise, I will be back for the first pitch right here from Wakanda Park. Again, the pregame show coming up with Coach Sloviak. We'll be back in just 1 minute, and then we'll have Mustangs baseball for you today. You're watching Mustangs TV. Chilly one today.
It sure is. It's going to be a repeat of Thursday night, nice and cold.
So the Mustangs will be hosting Lacrosse Logan in a non-conference baseball matchup. Coach, what do we know about Lacrosse Logan today?
They're projected to be one of the better teams in their conference. They're projected to be 2 right now. They're kind of sputtering their wheels a little bit, but they just played a really good Onalaska team to a 3-run ball game where they kind of kicked the ball around a little bit. So we've got to put the ball in play. They're going to be competitive. We have good sticks, and just we got to do our game.
So the Mustangs are coming off a doubleheader split on Thursday night at Rice Lake. Talk about an entertaining 2 games, and 2 games that really were polar opposites. How does the team feel coming in?
We feel good. I think that we learned a lot from both games, obviously, but we learned a little bit about our approach at the plate and what we need to adjust. We learned a little bit of how important it is to play good defense and how important it is to put the ball in play instead of having a little less competitive at bats where we're not putting the ball in play and making the defense makes plays. So we're going to see that today where we have an approach getting the ball in play, getting in play hard, and then defensively getting footwork stuff down and playing solid defense with guys filling the zone up.
We started out talking about being chilly. I think it's about 39 degrees. It might tick up a degree or two, a little bit of a breeze. How does that impact things for your team, keeping guys loose, keeping guys warm? What do we have to do in the cold weather?
It really makes the guys in the dugout stay engaged in the game. Otherwise, they're going to be frozen and never be able to be part of the game. So it makes them be moving around, stay engaged, which is awesome. We should feel a little bit of energy in the dugout and around the field. So that's one thing. But also as guys, it makes them also take care of their arms, learn to take care of their bodies, and get involved and stay involved, always be moving. The more we're moving, the less cold we're going to get and the less stiff we're going to get. So it's going to make the guys stay involved in this game.
Now, the first game against Rice Lake on Thursday was a 14-13 marathon. I think you might have used about 4 or 5 pitchers. So coming into today, what's the pitching situation look like?
So AJ and Rex and Gavin Anderson too as well really gave us an opportunity to bring Max out and be able to bring him back today. So we're going to be able to start Max today and follow him up with Luke Bistel and also be able to have Landon Middlestead still in our back pocket and Tyler Legge still. So we're sitting really, really good today. AJ was able to eat innings and pitches for us, and so was Rex for us. So we're in a really good spot right now pitching-wise. We're right where we want to be on a Saturday. So with that, there's not much of a concern.
Well, Coach Sloviak, thank you very much for your time, and good luck to the Mustangs today in this non-conference matchup against Lacrosse Logan.
Thank you so much. Go Mustangs.
Okay, that's been head coach Zach Sloviak on our pregame show. We'll be back in just a minute with the starting lineups, keys to the game, and the first pitch right here from Dave Howe Memorial Field at Wakanda Park in Menomonie. You're watching Mustangs TV. afternoon and welcome to Dave Howell Memorial Field right here in Wakanda Park in Menomonie. This afternoon we'll have a non-conference varsity baseball matchup for you between the visiting Lacrosse Logan Raiders from the Mississippi Valley Conference and your Menomonie Mustangs from the Big Rivers Conference. The starting lineups for this afternoon. First, for the visiting Rangers. Leading off and playing center field, number 15, Johnny Lieber. Batting second. And pitching, number 8, Kobe Saffron. Batting third and playing third base, number 12, Bradley Chet. DHing. Number 3, Lucas Ellerton. Playing first base, number 16, batting fifth, Tyler Romsey. Playing second base, and batting sixth, Jackson Bausch. Playing shortstop and batting seventh, number 2, Nick Jolie. Playing right field and batting eighth, number 13, Preston Elston. Batting ninth and playing left field, number 19, James Gruen. Catching for the Rangers will be Carson Nelson. And now for your Menomonie Mustangs, leading off and playing center field, junior number 2, James Hawk. Batting second. And playing second base, number 1, Owen Welch. Batting third and playing left field, number 20, Landon Middlestead. Behind the plate for the Mustangs, and the cleanup man, number 13, Taylor Mars. DHing for the Mustangs, senior, number 5, Kane Johnson. On the mound for the Mustangs and batting sixth, number 14, Max Erickson. At shortstop for Menomonie and batting seventh, number 8, A.J. Zadowski. At third base and batting eighth, number 9, Luke Bistel. And batting ninth and playing right field, number 24, Rex Trout. The WIA, Menomonie High School, and everyone across this baseball community expects good sportsmanship and support for all players, coaches, and the officials on the field. Now at this time, if you are able, please stand, remove your hats, and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem. Johnny Lever. First pitch to Lever is a breaking ball, and it's in there for a strike. Erickson ahead of the count, 0-1. It's a chilly day here at Wakanda Park. We already mentioned that. But it's a nice day. It's nice and dry. The lights are on. It's quite overcast, so that'll brighten up the field just a little bit. The 1-1 pitch just misses a little bit outside. Looked pretty good. And the count is now 2-1. Try to get the scoreboard up here for you. We'll put that in the upper right-hand corner of the screen now that we're back home here at Wakanda Park. And the 2-1 pitch also a little bit low and outside. It is now 3-1. Max Erickson started game one of the doubleheader Thursday at Rice Lake. Got roughed up a little bit, and I know he was on a pitch count. I think the plan was to bring him back today. The 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike, and it's a full count here on the opening batter, leadoff batter for Logan. 3-1 pitch outside, and it's a leadoff walk for Johnny Lever and the Lacrosse Logan Rangers. Walks were a bit of a problem in Game 1 against Rice Lake on Thursday. I think Max had a couple walks in the first inning. He did only throw one inning in that game. He had given up 4 hits, 4 runs. He walked a couple, and now there's a nice bunt to third base, fielded by Luke Bistel, making his first start at the varsity level, I believe. And Luke with a really nice play on a good bunt there by Kobe Safran. That will move the runner on the sacrifice. Safran retired on a 5-3 putout for the first out here in this afternoon's ball game. So with one out and a runner at second, that'll bring up Bradley Check. Check is the third baseman for the Rangers, a left-handed hitter. First pitch to Check swung on and fouled straight down into the catcher. Taylor Mars, the sophomore, doing the catching today for the Mustangs. Kane Johnson caught both games of the doubleheader on Thursday. Left to right for the Mustangs. In the outfield, it's Middlestead, Hoff, and Drought. Infield is Bistel, Zadowski, Welch, and Schaff. On the mound for Menomonie is Max Erickson. Behind the plate again is Taylor Mars. So Erickson quickly ahead of Check. The count is 0-2 on 2 foul balls. And with one away, the 0-2 pitch is a fastball on the corner, looking for strike 3. And there's now 2 down here in the opening frame from Wakanda Park. So that's going to bring up the DH for the Rangers, Lucas Gilbertson. Gilbertson is going to step into the right-handed batter's box. Mustangs come in, I believe, with a 4-5 record after the split against Rice Lake. The Mustangs had won, I think, 4 games in a row after winning Game 1 of that wild opening game of the doubleheader on Thursday. They did drop Game 2, a 3-1 matchup, a matchup between the aces for both squads. A.J. Zadowski on the mound for the Mustangs and Easton Stone for the Rice Lake Warriors. Both pitchers went through the first 5 innings, striking out 2 guys an inning. However, a costly error led to a couple runs for the Warriors, who ended up winning the contest 3-1. The 1-1 is a breaking ball. Beautiful pitch there from Erickson, and he's now ahead of the count 1-2 to Lucas Gilbertson, the DH for the Rangers. We'll talk more about that doubleheader as we go through the broadcast today. But a lot of positives taken out of that for the Mustangs. The 1-2 pitch fouled straight back over the backstop, and we'll do it again. Ellie and I were down at the JV2 game against Chippewa Falls. They have a doubleheader down there at the lower field behind the high school. 2 5-inning games. We were able to catch the first game. Pretty chilly down there as well. The 1-2 pitch just missed, a little bit low. Thought it might have caught the knees, but down just a little bit. And it's now 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. On the way over here, though, from that JV2 game, Ellie looked up the Lacrosse Logan record, and according to what she found on maxpreps.com, it appears that the Rangers are 2-4 coming into this contest here this afternoon. I think the Lacrosse Logan Rangers got beat by Onalaska last night, but again, that's all quite unofficial. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, beautiful for strike 3, back-to-back looking strikeouts as Max Erickson gets to the first on no runs, no hits. There was 1 walk and 1 man left on base, and after 1/2 inning complete, Lacrosse Logan 0, Menomonie Mustangs coming up. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Dave Howe Memorial Field here at Wakanda Park. Had a little bit of an abbreviated pregame show. Along with doing the broadcast, I'm also helping out with announcing the starting lineups and the national anthem. So not much of a pregame show. We do appreciate Coach Zach Sloviak for providing us with his pregame interview. But going through the lineup here for the Mustangs, leading off will be their junior center fielder, James Hoff. He'll be followed by Owen Welch. The junior Owen Welch will be playing second base. Batting third will be the left fielder, Landon Middlestead. Batting cleanup, sophomore catcher, Taylor Mars. In the 5-hole will be the DH and regular senior catcher, Kane Johnson. In the 6th spot will be today's pitcher, Max Erickson, followed by A.J. Zadowski at short, Luke Bistel batting 8th and playing 3rd, and Rex Stroud playing right field and batting 9th.
Leading off for the Mustangs, number 2, James Hoff.
So James Hoff will step to the plate for Menomonie here, opening the bottom half of the first inning. Looks like Logan has him played pretty straight away, pretty shallow for the outfielders, and Hoff squares the bunt, fouls that one back. The speedy James Hoff looking to set the table here as the Mustangs look to be the first team on the scoreboard here this afternoon. Nice opening inning of pitching for Max Erickson. The 0-1 to Hoff is swung on and hit to right. It's going to be a tough play. The right fielder comes in, not able to get to it. So James Hoff with a base hit to start the game. Nice opposite field poke for James.
Owen Welch.
And that will bring up the junior second baseman, Owen Welch. Owen was off to a little bit of a slow start to the year. Typically one of the better hitters in the Big Rivers Conference. And he got that worked out the other night. I think he ended up having 4 or 5 hits in that doubleheader against Rice Lake. First pitch to Welch outside. Owen had been down in the order a little bit, again, after starting a little bit slow. But now back up into that number 2 hole. A real nice fit for the hard-hitting second baseman from Menomonie. Hoff takes off on the pitch. Owen, nice job taking that pitch and letting James steal second. And James Hoff in there in plenty of time. First stolen base of the day for the Mustangs. And Welch now at the plate ahead of the count 2-0. On deck for Menomonie will be Landon Middlestead. Lefty Middlestead had a beautiful line drive hit in the second game of the doubleheader on Thursday evening. Back-to-back doubles from Hoff and Middlestead led to the only run the Mustangs scored in that game. And that's a long drive from Welch deep to center. Center fielder drifting back, and he was able to make a nice play. Owen might have got that one off the trademark just a little bit, but really gave it a nice ride. It's a heavy air today, this real cool kind of damp air. Same thing down at the high school in that JV2 game. Probably not going to see a lot of carry, and no help from the wind on that one. So that'll go down as a long F8, allowed first out for the Mustangs, and that will bring up Landon Middlestead batting in the 3-hole with James Hoff still leading away from second. So one away here, bottom of the first. I'll do my best to keep the scoreboard updated. It's keeping the scorebook, talking about what's going on in the field, and trying to keep this digital scoreboard on your screen. So I apologize. I know I'm going to miss a few. The count is now 0-1 on Landon Middlestead with one away here. Pickoff attempt, no throw to second. Good job there. Again, the Mustangs kind of have this bouncing leadoff that they're using throughout the program this year. James Hoff bouncing away from second, commanding quite a bit of attention from the opposing pitchers, and lefty swing and a miss on that one. It's now 0-2 on Landon Middlestead. On deck for Menomonie is Taylor Mars. Mars played quite a bit of third base on Thursday night. He's been playing a lot of third base for the Mustangs here over the opening weeks of the season. And behind the dish here today. So the 0-2 pitch sails high. It's now 1-2. One-two on the outside corner, taken for strike three. So like it was for the Mustangs in the top of the first, Rangers getting the call on the outside corner here in the bottom half of the inning. So two away now. The inning started with a leadoff base hit from James Hoff. He then stole second. Owen Welch had a deep fly to center field for the first out, and Landon Middlestead goes down looking for out number 2. Taylor Mars now bats with 2 away and Hoff in scoring position here in the first inning. First pitch to Mars down in the dirt. Taylor ahead 1-0. On the mound for the Rangers is Kobe Safran. He was the second place hitter in the top half of the inning. And a long drive from Taylor Mars. That's sending the outfielder deep back. And again, the center fielder makes the catch. So much like the ball Owen Welch hit, very well struck, but just no carry here so far this afternoon. So after one complete, it is Lacrosse Logan 0, Menomonie 0. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Wakanda Park here in Menomonie. A scoreless first inning. Menomonie did have a leadoff base hit from James Hoff, so they lead the hit column here, 1 inning into this contest. Max Erickson back to the mound for the Mustangs. Max walked the leadoff hitter for Lacrosse Logan, but after a sacrifice bunt, back-to-back strikeouts of the looking variety, got the Mustangs back in the dugout with no damage on the scoreboard. So as we head to the top of the second, leading off for Logan will be their first baseman, Tyler Rumsey. Rumsey, a left-handed hitter, takes ball 1. Nick Sheff, the senior first baseman, playing pretty far off the bag, trying to cover as much ground as possible. That foul ball is going to head out of play over the third base dugout. And that's a difference today. Over the last few years, since Coach Sloviak has been the head coach for Menomonie, pretty sure all the home games they've had over that time frame, 2+ years, the Mustangs have used the first base dugout. Today, however, the Mustangs back over to the third base dugout, which traditionally had been the home dugout for Menomonie. Got some nice signs on the back of the dugout with pictures of the seniors for the Mustangs. The 2-1 pitch, just a little bit low, off the shin guard of the umpire. And that will move the count to 3-1. So yeah, a little bit of change with moving dugouts. Not sure if there was anything particular that led to that change. I don't think it's necessarily shaded from the wind any better than the first base dugout. Perhaps in the sunshine a little bit more if the sun was out. The 3-1 pitch just a little bit wide. So for the second inning in a row, Erickson walks the leadoff man.
Out number 5, Jackson Bosch.
So as Rumsey heads down to first, that will bring up the second baseman for Lacrosse, Jackson Bosch. Bosch, a right-handed hitter, batting 6th in the lineup today for Logan. Erickson checking on Rumsey, and Rumsey back in safely on the token pickoff move. Nick Sheff covering for the Mustangs. That one a little bit closer. Rumsey dives in. Sheff applied the tag to the right shoulder of Rumsey. Good call by the umpire, but definitely much closer than the first attempt. First pitch is in there. Fastball down the middle. Plenty of plate on that one. And Erickson ahead of the count, 0-1. Not a bad crowd here today for such a chilly afternoon, as my voice is a little bit chilly as well. I'll tell you, I'm still recovering from that doubleheader on Thursday. The first game started at 3:30, and that was one of the longer high school baseball games I've ever seen. Mustangs were trailing 12-3 after, I think, the top of the third inning. Mustangs were the home team in the first game of that doubleheader. The makeup game from the rainout on Tuesday. Trailing 12-3, Mustangs scored 10 runs in the bottom of the third, took a 13-12 lead, and it was able to hang on and win that one 14-13. It was after 7 o'clock when Game 2 got started, and I think everyone in the area was pleased that Game 2 was a pitcher's duel. That went much quicker, a 3-1 contest, won by Rice Lake, leading to the split of the doubleheader. But that was a lot of talking, so apologize for any voice cracks today. That one's hit to center field, giving chase to James Hoff. He was shaded a little bit towards left. That one into right center. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. Hoff picks it up, fires it into the cutoff man, and short center field, Owen Welch, and Welch will run it into the infield. So that's the first hit of the game for the Rangers. And Logan in business with Rumsey, who reached on a leadoff walk, now at third, and Jackson Bosch, after that double, standing at second. Runners at second and third with nobody out here. So with nobody out, that will bring up who is this? Must have been a change here in the lineup already. Okay, I'm just got reported from Ellie. It's the same person, but a different number than what was on the original plan. So let me just check this out here. This is Nick Jolie. He was listed on the lineup card as number 2. Must have switched jerseys, or perhaps the coach had the wrong number. But regardless, it's Nick Jolie. He's batting with runners at second and third and nobody out. Quickly ahead of the count, 2-0. Jolie, the shortstop, is the 7th place hitter for Lacrosse Logan.
Now at number 4, Nick Jolie.
Quick visit to the mound from Coach Sloviak, sensing some importance here in this at-bat. Perhaps seeing something from Erickson that he'd like to point out. And the 2-0 pitch, fastball, letter high down the middle for strike 1. It's now 2-1. So a productive visit there. After 2 straight balls, Erickson responds with a strike. It's now 2-1. Pickoff move. Wouldn't be surprised if the pickoff move was called in that little conference that the whole Mustangs infield had with Coach Sloviak. Perhaps it was instructed that after the next pitch, the boys go ahead and try a little bit of a pickoff to no avail. 2-1 pitch, a breaking ball, a beauty, and it's now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the second inning. Max Erickson trying to work out of this early jam. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Jolie took a good cut at it, but not able to connect. So Nick Jolie, the first out here in the top of the second inning. That will bring up the right fielder, Preston Ilston. Ilston, a sophomore. Elston, I think it's actually pronounced. Elston, a sophomore for Logan. First pitch to him, letter high on the outside corner for strike 1. Infield pretty much at regular depth for Menomonie. They'll concede a run for an out, it looks like. Luke Bistel, the third baseman, just a step behind the bag. A hard ground ball to Luke, and he would probably come home if the runner breaks. Count is now 1-1 on Elston. The 9-hitter, James Gruen, on deck for the Rangers. That's a check swing. Elston tried to check, not able to. So that low breaking ball offered, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Erickson struck out 2 in the first inning after giving up a leadoff walk, and after a sacrifice bunt, Bradley Check, the 3-hitter, and Lucas Gilbertson, the cleanup man, both went down looking. The 1-2 swung on and fouled right into the Lacrosse Logan dugout. Heads up. I don't know how that missed everyone, but it ended up making contact with the back wall of the dugout, so no harm, no foul. And we'll do it again. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Max Erickson delivers. Breaking ball. Beauty. Strike 3. Erickson now with 4 strikeouts. All 4 of the strikeouts looking. So that will bring up the 9th place hitter, the left fielder, James Gruen. Gruen is a junior. Right-hand hitter with a very upright stance. First pitch is a breaking ball, just missed inside. That looked like a pretty good pitch there from Erickson, but must have left it a little bit in. First base is open, but I'm sure Max would love to get this number 9 hitter instead of facing Johnny Lever, the leadoff man for the Rangers. 1-0 pitch in there, letter high for a strike. So far, the pitch at the letters has been called a strike here today. And Erickson with another fastball. Max just rearing back and letting her fly. It's now 1-2. So after a leadoff walk and a long double, Erickson now one pitch away from striking out the side and stranding 2 more runners. The 1-2, breaking ball. Gruen checked his swing. Definitely held up on that one, so it's now 2-2 on that low bender from Max Erickson. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Deuces are wild. The pitch in there for strike 3. So after a leadoff walk and then a double with runners at first and second, Max Erickson strikes out the side. His 5th strikeout of the game, all 5 of them of the looking variety. So great job there by Max Erickson, the sophomore hurler for the Mustangs. After 1.5 complete, it's still Lacrosse Logan 0. Menomonie coming up in the bottom of the 2nd. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Menomonie, Wakanda Park, Dave Howell Memorial Field. Mustangs get out of second inning jam on back-to-back-to-back strikeouts from sophomore pitcher Max Erickson. Leading off for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 2nd will be their 5th place hitter and today's DH, senior Kane Johnson. After Johnson will be Erickson, the pitcher, and in the hole is the shortstop, A.J. Sadowski. First pitch to Johnson, a fastball high. On the mound for his 2nd inning of work is Kobe Safran for Lacrosse Logan. The 1-0 pitch is low, so it's now 2-0 to the leadoff hitter here in the 2nd inning, Kane Johnson. Last inning, the Mustangs got a leadoff hit from James Hoff, but after a fly out to center field by Owen Welch and a strikeout by Landon Middlestead, Taylor Mars sent one deep to center, but again, caught by the center fielder for the 3rd out of the inning. Kane Johnson skies the 2-0 pitch high into the infield, caught by the third baseman.
Out number 14,
So that will go down as an
Erickson.
F5 for the first out here in the bottom of the second. Kane got a good pitch to hit, and he put a good swing on it, but just a little bit under that ball. And with one away, that will bring up the 6th place hitter and today's pitcher, sophomore Max Erickson. First pitch to Erickson, swung on, hit down the line, right past the bag. That's going to roll towards the corner. Cut off by the right fielder. Erickson's going to dig for 2. Throw into the cutoff man. The second baseman not able to find the handle and not able to relay it to the shortstop covering second. So Max Erickson with a hustle double with one away here
Out number 8, AJ
in the bottom of the second. Looked like that ball may be on track to head all the way to the corner, but a nice job there by the right fielder for Lacrosse Logan. That's Preston Elston out there. He cut it off, and he made a nice throw to the second baseman in mid-right field, short right field, I should say. But with Max hustling all the way, the second baseman wasn't able to turn and fire, and Max in safely. With Erickson being the pitcher, he is allowed a courtesy runner, so senior Sean Christensen, I believe. Actually, 27. Is that Bryson Anderson? Bryson Anderson, the courtesy runner for Max Erickson. Sean Christensen, the other player in the Mustangs lineup who does a lot of courtesy running. But the first courtesy runner today will be Bryson Anderson, and now batting is A.J. Zadowski. First pitch to A.J. a ball, so he's ahead of the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch, a low fastball, swung on and ripped, but right at the shortstop, a one-hopper. Anderson trying to advance from second to third, and he is thrown out, making the third out at third base. So after a one-out double from Max Erickson, a 6-3 put-out of Zadowski, and then a 3-5 put-out of Anderson will end the Mustangs' threat in the bottom of the second. So no runs on one hit and nobody left on base. After 2 complete, it's Lacrosse Logan 0, Menomonie 0. You're watching Mustangs TV. As we head to the top of the third inning, the lineup for Lacrosse Logan has turned over. Leadoff man and center fielder Johnny Lever will be the leadoff hitter here in the third. Lever led off the game in the first, and he reached on a walk. He moved to second on a sacrifice bunt, but then after back-to-back strikeouts, Lever stranded at second. Now in his second time facing the sophomore righty Max Erickson, the first pitch to Lever is high and outside for ball 1. Lever, a fairly tall and lanky center fielder, batting from the left-handed side of home plate. Looks like he's using about a 34-inch bat. That's a pretty long bat for a pretty long guy. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike, so it's now even at 1-1. Yeah, the Mustangs had a nice opportunity there after the one-out double by Erickson. That one swung on and hit up the middle. Looked like he tried to take the runner, and the base umpire says that he missed him.
Out number 8, Kobe Zazafran.
So that will be an error on Zadowski, allowing Lever to reach base for the second time today. Chef made a good effort, thought that he got Lever on the shoulder, but the umpire in pretty good position. AJ usually pretty sure-handed with his throws from short to first. He did throw quite a few pitches on Thursday night. Wonder how the arm's doing today. That pickoff throw hits the batter the runner in the back, and Lever a little slow to get up after diving in safely. Might have a bruise to show for that one. Swung on and hit past the third baseman, Bistel. Luke tried to put his glove out. Didn't really look that one in. It was very, very well hit. That will be a base hit for Saffron. And for the second inning in a row, Lacrosse Logan with the first two batters on base. And with nobody out, their third place hitter, the third baseman, Bradley Check, will now bat with runners at first and second. Nick Sheff, the first baseman, playing off the bag and just off the cut of the infield grass. Luke Bistel even with the bag at third. Sadowski and Welch double play depth up the middle. First pitch to Check, a breaking ball in there for a strike. Erickson ahead of the count, 0-1. Going back to the bottom of the second, Bryson Anderson tried to advance on a ground ball hit to the shortstop. He waited for the throw. Pickoff moved to second. Erickson delivered a strike to Zadowski covering the bag, but back in safely, Johnny Lever. But with Anderson for the Mustangs trying to advance to third on the ground out from Zadowski, the first baseman for Logan made a nice throw back to third. It really wasn't very close, and the Mustangs made the third out at third base. Ill-advised most of the time. So Erickson steps off and wants to have a word with his catcher, sophomore Taylor Mars. The wind has picked up a little bit, and the skies have cleared just a bit. Little sun shining now down on the field here at Wakanda Park. I don't know if that sun's going to cause any trouble for the fielders, though. Usually later in the day, it's a little rough for the guys playing on the left side of the diamond, but with this cloud cover, I think they'll probably be okay. The 0-1 pitch to Check, breaking ball left high. It's now 1-1. So Erickson has been working out of the stretch pretty much this entire game. Each of the three leadoff hitters he has faced has reached. But Max has been real good out of the stretch, striking out two guys looking in the first, striking out three in the second. The count is now 2-1 on Bradley Check here with two guys on in the third. The 2-1 pitch left high, it's now 3-1. On deck for Logan is their cleanup man and DH, Lucas Gilbertson. (3-1) just a bit outside, and Check will take the walk. That'll move Lever, who was at second. He'll move to third. Lever had reached on an error by the shortstop Zadowski. Saffron, who had the single, will now move to second, and Check reaches on the walk. So bases loaded, nobody out here. Lucas Eilertson takes the first pitch for strike one. Bistel playing on the edge of the grass. He'll be coming home with it looks like, as well as Sheff, the first baseman. Middle infield looking to turn two. That's a swing and a miss. Erickson ahead of the count, 0-2. So the Mustangs will give up a run to turn 2 in the middle. Hit to the corners. Looks like they're coming home. So Ellertson behind the count 0-2. Erickson delivers in the dirt. Nice block there by Taylor Mars. That ball, I think it was a breaking ball that skipped the plate, and Mars did a great job using his chest protector and blocking the ball right back towards the plate, not allowing Lever to advance from third base. So the count is now 1-2. Erickson steps off, licks his fingers, and now back on the rubber. The 1-2 to Ellerson, swung on and chopped foul down the third baseline, fielded by Bistel in foul territory, and we'll do it again. After the cleanup man Ellerson, it will be Tyler Remsey, who walked leading off the second, and then Jackson Bosch, who had a real nice double last inning. The 1-2 swung on and fouled. Mars tried to squeeze it, but don't really think he had much of a shot as that one went straight down towards the dirt. Good effort, though, by the sophomore catcher. And then we'll do it again for the third time in a row. It's a 1-2. The pitch. Breaking ball. Swung on. Hit up the middle. It's a slow roller. Zadowski fields it. Looks to go to Welch. Instead, he has to go all the way across. Bradley Check, who was on first base, had a great jump on that. It was a real slow hit grounder. AJ fielded it. Thought about going to Welch at second. Out of his peripheral vision, he saw that Check was going to beat that play. At that point, AJ tried to fire across to first, but at that point it was too late. So the first run of the game is in as Johnny Lever scores on the infield hit by Lucas Eilertson. That's an RBI for Eilertson. Safran moves from second to third. Check from first to second. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. This is number 21. Number 21 is not on this roster. So we don't know his name. So number 21 will bat with the bases loaded and nobody out. First pitch swung on and missed. He is batting for Rumsey, who started at first base. Erickson stepped off, I believe. He faked a throw to first. Almost looked like a balk, but then the home plate umpire will go and check with the base umpire to see whether or not Erickson stepped off the rubber. If he didn't, that would have been a fake to first, and sure enough, they do call the balk. So in from third will trot Safran for the second run of the game. All runners advance, so Check now to third and Ellertson over to second. The sophomore Erickson had some trouble with balks in his last outing here at Wakanda Park. I think he had 3 or 4 balks in that game against Hudson. So still gaining some experience on the mound. That one's popped to first base. Nick Sheff, the senior first baseman, under it, makes the catch. And the home plate umpire, unfortunately, goes down. I think he might have tripped on the cut between the dirt and the grass. It appears that he's going to be okay. So the pinch hitter, number 21, again, we don't have a name. There's no name on the Lacrosse Logan roster. He flies out to the first baseman Check for the, he flies out to the first baseman Sheff for the first out of the inning. Runner's not able to advance. And that will bring up Jackson Bosch. Bosch led off the second inning Actually, check that. He was the second hitter in the second inning. And Bosch had a nice double to right center field. So Bosch will now bat with one away here and runners at second and third. First pitch to Bosch, swung on and mitt up the middle. Owen Welch tried to field it, but not able to find it. It took a nice high hop, maybe a little higher than what Owen anticipated, but that one goes off the chest of Owen Welch. So that will allow Bradley Check to come in and score. That's the second error of the inning for the Mustangs. Error on both middle infielders. Throwing error on Zadowski to start the inning, and now a fielding error on Welch. So unearned runs here for Max Erickson. 3 are now in, and I just realized I need to update the scoreboard. Logan now leading 3-0. Still only 1 out and runners at the corners. I don't think Welch was going to have a play at home, and I think kind of, again, a slow hit ball. Logan hasn't hit the ball hard yet this inning, but 3 runs on a hit, a walk, and 2 errors. So that'll bring up Nick Jolie. He struck out looking last inning. First pitch to Jolie, swung on a miss. Delayed steal there by Jackson Bosch, so he'll trot into second without a throw. So now runners at second and third with only 1 away. Count is 1-1 on Nick Jolie, the shortstop for the Logan Rangers. On deck is Preston Elston. In the hole, James Gruen. The 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball in there for a strike. It's now 1-2. Again, this inning started with a throwing error on the shortstop. Then a single, a walk, a balk. An infield hit. A fly out to the first baseman, and then an error on the second baseman. 3 runs are in on 2 hits. And the count is now full. First base is open. The payoff pitch on the corner for strike 3. Jolie goes down looking for the second time today. And with 2 outs, Max Erickson 1 out away from getting out of this jam and holding the Rangers at 3. So that will bring up Preston Elston, the right fielder. He struck out looking last inning. Nice stop there by the catcher, Taylor Mars. Johnny Lever, the leadoff man, led off this inning. If Elston and the on-deck man Gruen reach, the Rangers will have hit around, and Lever will bat again. That one gets by Mars, but quickly Taylor hustles after it. Ellertson on third base, not able to get a jump and a read on that one, so he stays put. The count is now 2-0 on Preston Elston. That pitch from Erickson at the letters for strike 1. Count now 2-1 here with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. Elston way behind that one as Erickson reaches back and throws the fastball by him. So deuces are now wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled back over the first base dugout. And Erickson will get ready to do it again. The 2-2 in the dirt, scooped out by Taylor Mars. And that will move the count full here, 3-2. And the payoff pitch hits him. Elston will head down to first on the hit by pitch.
Now number 19, James Grevin.
So this will be the 9th hitter of the inning for the Lacrosse Logan Rangers. James Gruen will bat with the bases loaded. Gruen struck out looking last inning, ending the second inning for the Rangers, and Max Erickson and the Mustangs hope that he will end the third. First pitch in there, fastball for a strike. Erickson ahead of the count, 0-1. So Lever, the leadoff man, on deck. Mustangs hoping that they'll save him for the next inning. That one swung on and hit to left. Giving chase is Middlestead. That's not going to be caught. It's in the alley. The center fielder Hoff over to pick it up at the fence. Fires it in, but that's going to be a bases clearing double. So 3 RBIs for the 9th hitter, James Gruen. Gruen got a letter high fastball and rode it out to left center field. Landon Middlestead gave a good run after it, but not able to get there. And the Rangers have now broken it open with 6 runs here in the top of the third. That was a big blow. So again, 3 RBIs for James Gruen. He now leads away from second. The first pitch to Johnny Lever, the leadoff man, fouled off past the third base dugout. Lever walked and was stranded at second base in the first inning. He reached at the leading off the third inning, this inning, on a throwing error by the shortstop. The 0-1 pitch, a letter high slider, I think that was. Either that or some sort of fastball with a little cut on it. The count is now 0-2. The 0-2 from Erickson, that one's up and out. It's now 1-2. A little bit of a waste pitch there from Max. On deck for Logan is the pitcher, Kobe Safran. That one swung on and hits second base, pops into center field. In easily from second base comes James Gruen. And an RBI single from Johnny Lever, his first base hit of the game. That one was ripped, folks. It just about took the hat off of Max Erickson. But the ball then hit and caromed straight up off of second base into shallow center field. Had that ball not hit the base, I think James Hoff would have had a very good shot at throwing out the runner, Gruen, who scored from second. In fact, I don't think the third base coach would have even sent him. That ball was smoked, but when it caromed off of second base, it trickled out into center field, allowing Gruen to score easily. The 7th run of the game, and that one swung on and hit to center. Hoff heading over towards right, under it, makes the catch, and the side is finally retired. But the Logan Rangers score 7. I'm going to have to total up the hits and all that stuff during the break and report back to you. But after 2.5 complete, it's Lacrosse Logan 7, Menomonie nothing. You're watching Mustangs TV. Luke Pistol will be leading off the bottom of the third for the Mustangs. The sophomore Pistol swings at the first pitch and misses. It's 0-1. Pistol batting in the 8th slot. Getting his first start of the season at third base here for Menomonie. The 0-1 pitch on the corner for strike 2. And after the 7-run outburst in the top of the third, Colby Safran, the pitcher for Logan, right after Pistol here in the bottom half of the inning, swung on and driven to center. Center fielder moving real well back on the ball, positions himself for the easy out, retiring Luke Pistol on an F8 to start the inning.
Number 24, Rex.
Mustangs have hit the ball fairly hard 4 times to center field, and 4 times they've been retired by the center fielder and leadoff man, Johnny Lever. So that will bring up Rex Strout. Rex playing right field and batting in the 9 slot. First pitch swung on and missed. Good hefty cut there by Drought. Second pitch just a little bit outside. It's now 1-1. Mustangs have hit the ball hard several times. But again, nice plays out there by the center fielder Lever, making it look easy. And the ball not getting a lot of carry despite the wind blowing out. The 1-1 pitch a little bit high. Now 2-1 on Rex. James Hoff, the leadoff man, will bat next for the Mustangs. That one swung on and popped. Looks like it's going to be a fair ball. Third baseman Check coming in for it and makes the catch. And another fly out of the pop-out variety here for the second out of the inning.
Now number 2, James Hoff.
So with 2 outs here in the third, James Hoff, the leadoff man, will bat. James reached on a single, leading off in the bottom of the first. He poked one to right field. First pitch to James, a breaking ball, outside, ball 1. So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, Mustangs have been retired 8 times. 5 of those 8 have been of the fly ball variety. Two ground ball outs and a out on the base paths, trying to move from second to third with 2 outs. Count is now 2-0 on James. That one at the letters and on the outer half of the plate for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Owen Welch on deck for Menomonie. The 2-1 pitch. Grounded by Hoff over third base. Nice pickup by Check, and now it's called a foul ball. I'm not quite sure about that. Looked to me like that ball was right over the base when Check fielded it. Bradley Check and third base coach Zach Sloviak having a little chuckle about that one. Might have been a break for the Mustangs. I'm not sure that Hoff able to beat that one out. Check got rid of it pretty quick throwing to first, but nevertheless, it's deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to James Hoff. That one swung on and lined into left field. Another base hit. James Hoff now 2 for 2, taking advantage of the extra opportunity with the previous pitch or hit called foul, one that was right close to the line. And that will bring up Owen Welch. Owen will bat with 2 outs and the speedy James Hoff at first base. When James reached in the first inning, he stole second. Leading off, and Safran, the pitcher, thinking the same thing as he quickly throws over Hoff back in safely. Back in the first inning. retired on the flyout, but he really did give it a ride. First pitch to Welch low. It's 1-0. Hoff staying put on the first pitch. James leading off now here. And he's close to being picked off. Again, that bouncing lead. The pitcher, Safran, timed it perfectly, but James able to dive back in safely. And it's still 1-0 to Owen Welch. The 1-0 pitch, Hoff is running, swung on and tapped foul. James had a good jump on that one. Looks like it might have got Owen right in the foot. Tough day for that. I do think the temperature is up a couple ticks, probably above 40 now. But I'm sure that didn't feel too good on the toes of Owen Welch. Count is now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. James Hoff leading away from first. 1-1 pitch high. It's now 2-1. Mustangs trailing by 7. Hate to make another out on the base paths, but Hoff, a pretty good candidate to steal. But that one popped from Owen Welch behind first base. The second baseman calling off the first baseman over to make the catch. So the Mustangs do get another hit from James Hoff, but he is left stranded. And after 3 complete, it's Lacrosse Logan 7, Menomonie nothing. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Dave Howell Memorial Field here at Wakanda Park in Menomonie. As we head to the top of the 4th, the Mustangs will have a new pitcher. Senior Tyler Legge, Legs as his teammates like to call him, will head to the mound in relief of Max Erickson. Erickson threw 3 innings. He gave up 7 runs on 5 hits. He struck out 6, walked 2, hit 1. Didn't get a lot of help in the field with a couple errors by the Mustangs. But Tyler Legge comes in. He's done a nice job out of the bullpen for Menomonie. I think at least 2 of the wins that the Mustangs have this year were saved by the senior Tyler Legge. So leading off for Lacrosse Logan here in the top of the 4th will be their third baseman, Bradley Check. Check struck out looking in the 1st. He walked and scored last inning. Legge quickly ahead of Check, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Legge swung on in a 1-hopper to Owen Welch. Welch fields it, throws it to first. And Luke Bistel now playing first base as Max Erickson goes from the mound to third. Catches the throw from Welch to retire check on a 4-3 ground out to lead off the first inning. Or first inning. Check that. Fourth inning. Better not be the first inning. So that will bring up the DH, Lucas Eilertson. Eilertson struck out looking in the first. He singled and scored in the third. And now a grounder fielded by Bistel, taken himself. So 2 up, 2 down for Tyler Legge in relief of Max Erickson. 2 ground balls to the right side for the senior Legge, working through the number 3 and 4 hitters for Lacrosse Logan. So that will bring up the 5 hitter, first baseman. Checked, yeah, it was Tyler Rumsey. This is that pinch hitter, number 21. I'm not sure what his name is. He's not on the roster. And there's a pop-up. Giving a chase is the catcher, Mars. Him and Legge almost collide, but Taylor Mars with a back-style catch coming out from behind the plate. The catcher, Mars, catches the ball and retires the side. So Tyler Legge, some great work in relief, sets down the side 1-2-3 on 2 groundouts and a little pop-out. And after 4.5 complete, it's still Lacrosse Logan 7, Menomonie nothing. You're watching Mustangs TV. It'll be Landon Middlestead leading off the bottom of the 4th for Menomonie. On the mound for his 4th inning of work is Kobe Safran for Lacrosse Logan. Landon Middlestead struck out looking in the 1st inning. He now bats here for the 2nd time in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Landon, misses high. It's 1-0. Mustangs gave up a 7th spot there in the 3rd inning. Other than that, it's been all goose eggs across the scoreboard. Middlestead taps that one to second, a high hop for the second baseman, and Landon retired on a 4-3 ground out. So with one away here in the bottom of the 4th, that will bring up the catcher, Taylor Mars. Mars put a charge into one back in the 1st inning. However, a nice play by the center fielder and really no carry on the ball led to the 3rd out of the 1st inning. Mars now bats here with one away and nobody on in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Mars is a breaking ball in there for strike 1. On deck for Menomonie is the DH, Kane Johnson. The 0-1 pitch to the sophomore Mars is a fastball high. It's now 1-1. Mustangs with a hit in each of the first 3 frames, but no runs to show for it, as there's been no walks and no errors committed by the Lacrosse Logan Rangers. The count now 2-1 to Mars. The pitch swung on and flied again to center. Lever makes quick work of that one. So Mars retired on the F8. So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, Kane Johnson will now bat. First pitch to Johnson, a breaking ball at the letters for strike 1. That fly ball from Mars was the 4th putout for Lever, the center fielder. I don't know if I can remember many high school games where through 4 innings the center fielder has had 4 catches. Again, the Mustangs putting some pretty good bat on the ball, but a little too much air and not enough carry. The 0-2 to Johnson outside, it's now 1-2. On deck for Menomonie is Max Erickson. Erickson started on the mound and moved to third base in the top of the 4th. That one swung on and tapped foul. Still 1-2 on the senior DH, Kane Johnson. Mustangs wearing their home whites today. They kind of alternate between the white jersey and the yellow jersey. Maroon numbers with some gold trim, sharp-looking uniforms. The 1-2 to Johnson, a breaking ball outside. It's now 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The 2-2's fastball grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. Tosses on to first. Plenty of time to retire Johnson on the 6-3 putout. So for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 4th, no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll head it to the 5th. Logan still leading 7-0. You're watching Mustangs TV. Leading off the top of the 5th for Lacrosse Logan will be their second baseman, Jackson Bosch. Bosch had a double in the 2nd inning, reached on an error by the second baseman in the 3rd, and scored. Bosch now leading off against the senior righty, Tyler Legge. Legge, a great job in relief, shutting down the Rangers 1-2-3 in the 4th. Now in the 5th, gets Bosch to pop it. Backing up is the shortstop, Zadowski. AJ makes the catch. Looked like the wind and maybe even the sun a little bit made that a little bit of a higher difficulty play. Nice job by AJ retiring Bosch, though, on the F6. So Tyler Legge's now faced 4 batters, and 4 batters he has sat down. With 1 out here in the top of the 5th, that'll bring up Nick Jolie. Jolie struck out looking in the 2nd, and then again in the 3rd. He's 0 for 2. The 1-0 to Jolie, a fastball on the inside corner. It's now 1-1. Jolie, the 7th slot hitter for the Rangers. Scheduled to be followed by the 8th hitter, right fielder Preston Elston. Count now 2-1 to Nick Jolie. 2-1 pitch low in the dirt. It's now 3-1. Defensively for the Mustangs, in the outfield from left to right, still Landon Middlestead, James Hoff, and Rex Trout. On the infield, Max Erickson, A.J. Zadowski, Owen Welch. Check that center. Diving catch, however, by the center fielder, Johnny Lever. Lever with another putout, and A.J. retired on an L8. He hit it well, Johnny Lever. Lever with another putout, and A.J. retired on an So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, again, we've had some technical difficulties here. I apologize for that. I'm not sure where we left off or where we've been, but we now have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Mitch Scribner now the batter, batting for Luke Bistel. First pitch to Mitch, swung on and hit to center field. Another fly ball to center for the Mustangs, and Scribner retired on the F8. So the Mustangs continue to put the bat on the ball, but continue to be put out by the center fielder Lever. And after 5 innings complete, it's Lacrosse Logan 8, Menomonie nothing. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Dave Howell Memorial Field here at Wakanda Park in Menomonie. Again, I apologize. We did have some technical difficulties. The hot spot I don't think was too hot in this cold weather. I think we lost connection there for just a little bit, but we should be back on and going. Mustangs are trailing 8-0 heading into the 6th inning. You haven't missed a whole lot. Tyler Legge did a nice job in relief of Max Erickson. He pitched 2 innings. He gave up 1 run on 1 hit. He only had 1 walk. But Logan able to score on a fly-out sacrifice fly by James Gruen, the left fielder and 9th place hitter for the Rangers. Gruen with 4 RBIs now on the day.
Number 8, Kobe Zazafran.
And in to pitch now for the Mustangs is sophomore Luke Bistel. I believe this is Luke's first varsity action as a pitcher. He started the game at third base, When Max Erickson was relieved by Tyler Legge, Erickson went to third, Bistel moved to first, and now Luke is on the mound. First pitch from Bistel, a bunt, nicely placed. Bistel fields it, throws to first, a beautiful play on a great stretch by Nick Sheff. And the base umpire is on appeal from the first base coach, going to check with the home plate umpire to question whether or not Sheff was able to keep his foot on the bag, and no overturn of that play. So a beautiful play there. Luke Bistel fielding the bunt, throws on to first, and a wonderful stretch from the senior, Nick Sheff. Sheff started the game at first. He came out for a little bit when Bistel played first the last couple innings, but Sheff back in the game, makes a beautiful play, and retires the leadoff hitter, Colby Safran, who tried to reach on a bunt attempt. So that's a 1-3 put out for the first out here in the top of the sixth. Bradley Check now batting ahead of the count 2-0. Check struck out looking in the first. He walked and scored in the third. In the fourth inning, he led off and was put out on a grounder to the second baseman, and now he hits one to the opposite field. That one will drop in front of Landon Middlestead, the left fielder. Check with his first hit of the ball game. He'll now be at first base with one out.
Out number 3, Lucas Ellertson.
So Bradley Check with a one-out single. Batting now for the Rangers is Lucas Ellertson. Nice lead over there at first by Check. And Bistel steps off, probably to check on the runner. So Ellertson struck out looking in the first. He singled and scored. He had an RBI there in the third. In the fourth, he grounded out to first base. Bistel retired him unassisted. And that one swung on to center field. James Hoff giving chase. Over the shoulder catch by James. Fires it back into well. Check has to retreat back to first. Ellertson hit it well, but put out on the line drive. That'll be an F8 for the second out of the inning. So Luke Bistel throwing strikes for the Mustangs. And with 2 away, that will bring up number 21. Not sure what his name is. He's not listed in the Logan roster. I think this will be his third at bat, however. He flied out, popped out to the first baseman in the third. He then popped out to the catcher in the fourth. And now he bats here in the fifth with a runner at first and 2 away. Nice job by the sophomore Bistel coming on in relief. Third pitcher the Mustangs have used today. Max Erickson threw the first 3, Tyler Legge the next 2, and now Bistel here in the sixth for Menomonie. Swung on and fouled back on the fastball. In the 5-hole here, Tyler Rumsey started for the Rangers at first base, and I think after the second inning, number 21 here has come into play, and there goes the runner. Good release by Mars, but pretty good jump there by Check, and Check in there safely on the stolen base. I don't know that Taylor Mars could have done much more than what he did. Pretty quick release there by the sophomore catcher. Made a nice throw down to second. But Bradley Check, the senior, in there safely for the Rangers. Now at second base with 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch popped towards the first base line. A foul ball into the Toby's fan deck seating area. Might have caught someone there after the initial bounce. Hopefully everyone's going to be okay. It didn't land directly on a fan, but I do think it may have got someone on the bounce. Deuces are now wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and that one's just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed. So now full count, 2 outs. The payoff pitch from Luke Bistel. Fastball high, that will be ball 4. So the batter reaches first on the walk. And with 2 outs and runners at first and second, that will bring up Jackson Bosch, the second baseman for Lacrosse Logan. First pitch from Bistel to Bosch is outside. Bosch had a double in the second inning, but he was stranded on second when Max Erickson struck out 3 in a row looking to end that inning. Bosch batted in the third, and he popped out to the first baseman. Check that. He actually reached on an error by the second baseman. He stole the base and scored. And then in the 5th inning, he flied out to the shortstop, leading off the 5th. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here to Bosch. 1-1 is left high. It's now 2-1. Mustangs are going to need some runs here to get back into this thing, trailing 8-0 in the top of the 6th. But first, they need to get that third out here. Swung on and fouled back. That'll now even the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Deuces are wild for Luke Bistel, the sophomore pitcher for the Mustangs. Bosch, the 6th place hitter for Logan, has put the ball in play all 3 times he's been up to bat so far today. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Bistel swung on and popped. Looks like it's going to stay in play, and actually Max Erickson, the third baseman, catches it in fair territory. Bosch retired on the F5, and the threat in the 6th is over. So Logan gets a hit and a walk, but they leave 2 stranded. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on base. We'll head it to the bottom of the 6th. Lacrosse Logan 8, Menomonie nothing. You're watching Mustangs TV. So a nice job by sophomore Luke Bistel in his first inning of work on the varsity mound here this year. He does allow a couple runners, but strands them to end the inning without giving up any runs. And now batting for the Mustangs, leading off the bottom of the 6th, is the 9th place hitter and right fielder, Rex Trout. Rex squares around a bunt and chops through that one for strike 1. Rex popped to the third baseman in the 3rd inning, now with the second at-bat here in the 6th. Oh, 0-1 pitch just a little bit inside. Nice breaking ball there from the pitcher, Kobe Safran. Safran out there for his 6th inning of work. He's done a nice job scattering 3 hits. One pitch is wide. It's now 2-1 on Drought. The 2-1 pitch, a fastball low, swung on and fouled. It's now 2-2. Scoreboard having some trouble again, and it's kind of where I check to see what the count is. There, now they have it right. It's 2-2. I was just about ready to say 3-1 and caught myself because that's what the scoreboard said. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man here in the 6th drought. Rex skies one to left. Giving chase is the shortstop and not able to make the play. Rex is going to run into second base on that one. That'll be an error on the shortstop. Rex skied that one to left. And again, not an easy sun, not an easy wind, not an easy play whatsoever, but that is an error. So Rex able to get to second base on that leadoff pop fly error by the shortstop. So Mustangs got a guy on second, nobody out. The leadoff man now, James Hoff to bat. Hoff is 2 for 2. Mustangs looking for a big rally to get back in this one. First pitch to James is a breaking ball in there for a strike. James led off the game with a single to right field. He then stole second, but he was stranded. And then in the 3rd inning, another nice single for James Hoff. That one tapped to the pitcher. Safran with a hard time, but he does pick it up, and James hustled down the line, but a good play there, good recovery by the pitcher, Safran, able to get it over to the first baseman and retire James Hoff on a 1-3 put out for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Out number 1, Owen Welch.
Rex Strout able to move from second to third on the ground out. And that will bring up Owen Welch. Owen's 0 for 2, has hit the ball in the air twice. The first time hit it well to center field, but one of those putouts, several putouts for the center fielder. And the second time he popped to the second baseman. This one's driven deep to left. It's got a chance in the alley. It's going to one-hop the fence. Jogging in from third is Rex Strout, and Owen Welch with a absolute missile to left. An RBI double for Owen. That was the hardest hit ball of the day, no doubt. Rex Strout comes in from third to give the Mustangs their first run of the game. 4th hit of the game for Menomonie. Owen now 1 for 3 with a double and RBI. So that'll bring up Landon Middlestead, the 3rd place hitter for the Mustangs. First pitch to lefty is up for ball 1. Landon struck out in the 1st inning looking. He then grounded to the second baseman in the 4th. Now bats here in the 6th with 1 out, and Owen Welch leading away from second base. The 1-0 pitch to lefty swung on and missed. Lefty pulling his head on that one just a little bit. Landon hit an absolute missile against Rice Lake in the 2nd game of that doubleheader. I think he had 2 or 3 hits on the evening. The 1-1 pitch swung on and drilled to right. That one's hit well in the gap. That's going to roll all the way to the fence. Owen Welch will score easily from second base. Lefty rounding second. He's heading to third. It's going to be close. And trailing 8-2, the Mustangs make another out on the bases as Landon Middlestead drives in Owen Welch with an RBI double, but a bad base running play there.
Now number 13, Taylor Mars.
As the right fielder made a nice relay to the second baseman, who then threw it on to the third baseman, who applied the tag in plenty of time. Middlestead retired on a 9-4-5 putout. That's a bad mistake. So Welch comes across to score on the 5th hit of the game for the Mustangs, now trailing 8-2. Taylor Mars now batting for Menomonie. And the count is now 1-1. Taylor hit the ball hard twice, both times in the air to the center fielder. The 1-1 pitch swung on and hit in the air again, this time in the infield. Check The third baseman makes the catch and retires the side. But the Mustangs score 2 runs on 2 hits. They finally get on the scoreboard with a crooked number. And we'll head it to the 7th. Lacrosse Logan 8, Menomonie 2. You're watching Mustangs TV. Welcome back to Dave Howell Memorial Field, Wakanda Park here in Menomonie. Mustangs score 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Still trailing 8-2. On for his second inning of work is the sophomore right-hander Luke Bistel. Mustangs ran into an out there in the bottom of the 6th. Second time they've been thrown out at third base today. The first time was in the bottom of the 2nd inning when the score was still 0-0. This one here in the bottom of the 6th really hurts, trailing 8-2. So it looks like we may see some pinch hitters here for Lacrosse Logan. See if we have a roster, see if this guy is on the roster that we were provided. Luke Bistel quickly ahead of the count, 0-2. This is Xander Larson, a senior utility man for the Rangers. The 0-2 pitch from Bistel, just a little bit low. Xander Larson, the senior batting in the right-handed batter's box. Now ready for the 1-2 from Bistel. That one's breaking ball just a little bit outside. Now 2-2. Preston Elston, the regular 8th place hitter, on deck in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. The 2-2 pitch, that one's also left out, now full count. Bistel was ahead 0-2, but 3 straight pitches off the outside corner has now pushed the count full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch, that one's outside as well. So nice job by Larson working it all the way back from 0-2. He'll reach on the leadoff walk. That's the second walk issued by Bistel in his inning plus of work. Sixth walk of the game issued by the Mustangs. And now batting is Preston Elston, the right fielder for the Rangers. He struck out looking in the first. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the third. That pop-up off the out-of-play fence in right field. So after the strikeout and hit by pitch in the 5th inning, Elston had a double. He was stranded at second. Now bats in the 7th with a runner at first and nobody out. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Preston Elston. Pitch from Bistel, a little bit high. Throw down to first from the catcher, Taylor Mars. Back easily is Larson. That one popped back over the backstop, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch outside. So for the second hitter in a row, we now have a full count. Full count pitch up and in, and that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks here for the Rangers to start out the 7th inning. So with 2 on and nobody out, that will bring up James Gruen. Gruen's been an RBI machine for the Rangers today. Squares around and bunt, but that one's high and in for ball 1. Gruen struck out looking with a couple guys on to end the second, but then in the third had a 3 RBI double that really broke this game open. Bases clearing double. And changed the score from 3-0 to 6-0 on one swing of the bat. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. It's now 1-1. And then in the 5th inning, Gruen hit a pop-up with the infield drawn in. Rex Stroh, the right fielder, came in, made a great play. But that was an RBI sac fly. And that was the 8th run of the game for the Rangers. Ground ball to Zadowski, over to Welch. Over to first for the double play, 6-4-3. The throw from Welch to Sheff was a little bit high, but it's Nick Sheff with another nice play at first base. Mustangs needed that one, so Larson able to move from second to third on the ground ball, but Elston retired on the 6-4, and Gruen retired on the 4-3, 6-4-3 double play. And now with 2 outs, that will bring up the leadoff man, Johnny Lever. He'll bat with Xander Larson at third and 2 outs. After the first pitch is high, the second pitch hits Lever, so he'll head down to first. The runner from third, Larson, came sprinting down the line, thinking that it may have been a wild pitch. However, on the hit-by pitch, the ball called dead, and Larson sent back to third. So with Larson at third and Lever at first and third, Bistel will now be facing Kobe Safran, the pitcher and second place hitter for the Rangers. So with 2 outs and runners at the corners, Bistel 1 out away from getting out of this jam. First pitch to Safran on the corner for strike 1. Safran had a sacrifice bunt in the first. He singled and scored on a balk in the third. Flew out to center field his second time up in the third, and he grounded out to the pitcher in the 6th. So he's 1 for 3 with a sacrifice, 1 run scored. Count now 0-2. See if Logan sends the runner here. No dice. Nice block there by Taylor Mars. That one skipped the plate, and Mars with a good job keeping both runners at both first and third, respectively. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Top of the 7th inning, Mustangs trailing 8-2. The pitch from Bistel on the inside corner for strike 3, and that will retire the side. So after 2 walks and a hit by pitch, nice double play by the Mustangs, and a big strikeout ends the threat with no damage in the 7th. We'll head it to the bottom of the 7th. Mustangs trailing 8-2. You're watching Mustangs TV. We head to the bottom of the 7th here at Dave Hall Memorial Field in Wakanda Park
Out number 5, Kane Johnson.
in Menomonie. Mustangs need 6 to tie this one up. Leading off will be their 5th place hitter, senior DHing today, Kane Johnson. Kane popped to the third baseman in the 2nd. He grounded to short in the 4th. On for his 7th inning of work on the mound is Kobe Safran. He's scattered 5 hits. I don't know that he's walked anybody.
Out number 14,
But Kane Johnson hit on the arm to lead off the inning, and the Mustangs have a runner with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. So that'll bring up Max Erickson. Erickson doubled in the 2nd. He grounded out to the shortstop in the 5th. First pitch to Erickson, swung on and missed. On deck for Menomonie is A.J. Zadowski. Luke Bistel scheduled to hit after him. But the Mustangs need a bunch. Safran tossing one over to first. Almost caught Kane in that bouncing lead coming off of first, but Johnson back in safely. That one swung on and tapped foul. Now 0-2. The double by Erickson was hit right down the line back in the 2nd inning. Past the first baseman. Max really hustled it out to stretch it into a double. Mustangs don't need to be taking many chances on the bags here, down by 6, but the senior Johnson steals. He's in there safely. So, Mustangs staying aggressive on the bases. Have already been thrown out twice at third base today. The pitch was called a strike, I believe. So Erickson goes down for the first out of the inning, with Kane Johnson moving to 2nd on the stolen base. A.J. Zadowski now up to bat for the Mustangs. First pitch to A.J., a breaking ball in there for strike 1. A.J. hit the ball hard, pretty hard, twice so far. Grounded out to short in the 2nd inning and lined one out to center field in the 5th. That one swung on and hit up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. On to first for the out. So AJ 0 for 3. But again, pretty good contact all 3 times up to bat.
Out number 9, Luke Bistel.
So with 2 outs here in the 7th, that will bring up Luke Bistel. Luke has batted twice in the 3rd and the 5th inning. Both times he flew out to the center fielder. Mustangs need Bistel to reach to keep their chances alive here, trailing by 6 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Bistel now ahead of the count 2-0. Mustangs defense pretty good the entire game except for that fateful 3rd inning. Mustangs gave up 7 runs in the 3rd. They trail 8-2. Without a couple errors and walks and a hit batter, probably a different ball game. That one's in there for a strike, so it's now 2-1 on Luke Bistel. 2-1 pitch, swung on and popped towards the shortstop. Coming in from center field is the center fielder, and for the 3rd time and final time in this game, Johnny Lever comes in to make the catch. Terrific game by the center fielder from Lacrosse Logan. And with that put out, that will retire the side and end the game. So the final from Wakanda Park here in Menomonie. Lacrosse Logan 8, Menomonie 2. Mustangs drop, I believe, to 4-6. Logan, I think, is now 3-4. Mustangs will be back in action this week with Big Rivers Conference Series against Eau Claire North. You can check the website for information about those games. I will be broadcasting the home game, and we'll see about heading to Carson Park whether or not North is going to have that broadcast. But one way or another, both games this week will be streamed. And then on Saturday, the Mustangs back here hosting Superior. But that'll do it for today. Mustangs drop this one with 1 bad inning, 7 runs for Logan in the top of the 3rd. And the final score again, Lacrosse Logan 8, Menomonie 2. You've been watching Mustangs TV.